what are my Vintage Wolverine creatures? It is your boy, Vintage Wolverine 3D. Today we are reacting to 5 new horror stories animated by none other than Llama Arts, aka Mr. Nightmare. Now, you know like I said before, I'm crazy about horror flicks. I love horror flicks. I'm a horror fanatic. I love horror stories. Just look at this bitch right here. I mean, she look creepy as fuck. Oh yeah. Before anyone gets hasty, I do want to apologize for last week's for the delays of videos. I know I said I was gonna upload more. Explain why there was no video last week at the end of this video. So here we go. The girl from the rain? My emoji for shit. She did. That what he thinks. I was fucking bothered. She better get your ass. Short flick. You put the name. Okay, stop. I'ma do the. Oh, dude. Back up. You did. The girl from the ring I knew that was the girl from the ring. Samara? Samara? I think that's it. Yep, you did. Yep, you did. You did, bro. My boy just had to take a huge shit.
Question 2.
Fall asleep.
Who would you rather spend the night with? A, your wife, or B?
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
What was this song? Oh, you fell asleep. It's a wrap. Some more. Yep, it's a wrap. What the? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Wow. Short flick animations.
When I was 24 years old, I experienced something so strange, so scary, that I just had to write about it and share it with the world. It is absolutely true and was the scariest thing that has ever happened in my life. I was traveling at the time, going to visit my best friend who had moved a few states away from me to go to college. One day, I was driving in Ohio, if I remember correctly. I was on a long highway that stretched across the state when out of nowhere, my car died. I shifted to the side of the road where I eventually came to a stop. I didn't run out of gas. I had just filled up at the last town. I tried starting my car, and I was very happy when it actually started. I was confused and was worried about why the hell it just died on me. As I started to pick up speed and get back on track, my car started making weird noises, and it sounded like something was grinding on something else. I looked up and saw a sign that showed that there was a gas station and food at the next exit. My car was moving, but with this grinding noise, I decided to get off the highway and take a look at it at the gas station. There were only two places off this exit that I could see. A gas station with one pump, and an old-looking diner not too far off next to it. I pulled into the gas station, and it looked closed. I checked my watch and quickly realized this was strange as hell. It was only 2:30 p.m. What kind of gas station closes before this time? I got out of my car and approached the glass door entrance to the station. I put my hands up and cupped the glass around my eyes to see inside. The place looked abandoned. It was obvious nobody was there, and I turned and looked around me. I felt a bit uneasy at this moment when I saw that no other people or cars were around me. What the hell? Where am I? I checked my phone, and of course, I had no service. I looked up at the sky, and it was white. The clouds were moving fiercely, and it was cold as hell outside. I decided to get back in my car and drive it over to the diner. When I reached this place, I thought for sure it was closed as well. But to my surprise, before I could even reach the door after getting out of my car, an old woman opened the door to the place and greeted me with a smile. She looked nice, and I was so relieved to see somebody else and maybe get some hot food in my stomach. She said hello and asked if it was just me. Did I want a booth? Blah, blah, blah. I told her yes, it was only me, and a booth sounded fine. This diner looked very old-fashioned, and there was no other customers inside. The woman showed me to my seat, and I scooted into the booth. I looked up at her, and she was wearing an old apron with stains all over it. Her teeth were old, cracked, and yellow. She had a pleasant voice, though, and she seemed to be a very nice person. She handed me a menu and asked what I'd like to drink. I told her a Coke or Pepsi would be great, and she smiled and said she'd be right back. I sat there looking at this menu, and there was dirt on it. It looked like it had been sitting outside for years. I cleaned it off, and the food that was on it that was available was very basic. Burger, chicken sandwich, fries, salad. That was pretty much it. I decided to order the burger with some fries. A few minutes passed, and she hadn't returned with my drink yet. I was anxious to ask her if there was a mechanic around that could look at my car. A few more minutes passed, and I started thinking, what the hell is going on back there? I yelled out, "Hello?" in as nice a voice as possible. I got no response. At this point, I was annoyed, and I got up. I walked over to the door that led into the back cooking area and swung it open, about to ask where my drink was. To my surprise, the back of the diner was empty. There was no cooks, no fryers, no grills, nothing. The woman was nowhere in sight. It was obvious that this diner was not a running establishment, and I felt sick to my stomach. I started to walk into the back area when I heard the scariest, most evil, old lady laugh I've ever heard. I stopped and backed up out the door into the front. I turned and walked out the door I came in from. I ran down the 3 steps and over to my car and got inside. Thank God my car started, and I floored it out of there. As I was driving away, I looked into my rearview mirror and saw the woman standing in the middle of the road.
Oh shit. Damn. That was pretty good. Perfect animation. Let's go into 2 scary stories.
This happened when I was 9 years old. I was just about to turn 10 in a couple of weeks, and my aunt gave me a porcelain doll as an early birthday present. The doll was wearing a red dress, a red hat, and she was also holding an umbrella. I absolutely loved the doll for quite some time, and I put it up on my shelf as a decoration. One day, I came home from school and I saw that my doll was laying on the couch in the living room. I got a bit confused as to why it was there, so I asked my mom if she had put it there. She said no, and that my dad must have moved it, but he said that he didn't even go to my room to touch the doll. I started to think that maybe I had moved it, or perhaps I was sleepwalking. I accepted the fact that I must have moved it, and so I grabbed the doll and put it back on the shelf. A couple days later, my mom had to go to the store and my dad was at work. I was home alone sick with a mild fever. My mom would only be gone for an hour, which is why she left me at home. I decided to play with my doll, but as I was going to get it off my shelf, I realized that it wasn't there. Before I was about to go look for it, I heard a thud coming from the attic. At this point, I was a bit creeped out, but I was still brave enough to see what that noise was. I then opened the door to the attic and turned on the light. There, sitting on a box, was my doll. I stood frozen, not knowing what to do. But before I was able to go back down, I saw the doll's head move. I went back down, not saying a word about what had happened to my family. A few years later, we sold the doll at the garage sale. I don't know what happened to the doll after that, but I just hope I don't see it again.
Oh, damn. Just got rid of... The dog's waving! Oh, hell no.
When I was a 17-year-old girl, I was in London for summer school and stayed with a family friend, Jane, in her apartment. One night, I went to a party and ended up staying very late. Being a poor student, I decided to take the bus home and got off at the closest bus stop to the apartment, which was still a good 20-minute walk. By then, it was after midnight and the streets were completely empty. I walked down the street hearing nothing but the sound of my shoes clapping against the pavement. I noticed this guy come out of one of the houses up the street. He was walking towards me on the same side of the road.
What's
We
his
passed
name?
by each other without incident. I continued walking down the dimly lit
Austin
streets,
Powers?
turning my head to see behind me at one point, and saw the same guy, only now he was walking behind me, keeping his distance. Not wanting to assume he was following me or show any fear, I looked straight ahead and increased my walking speed a bit. After 10 long minutes of walking down several deserted blocks, I finally turned the dark corner onto my street. There was still about 5 minutes left till I got home. I stole one more glance behind me. There he was, still keeping his distance. In that moment, it became quite clear that he was following me. A sense of dread spread through me on the dark, lonely street as I tried to remain calm and just get us home as soon as possible. The apartment was part of a complex and the front door was located at the back, so you had to go around to get to it. This meant that if I was fast enough, there was a good chance he wouldn't see which apartment was mine. I walked as fast as I could without running and finally reached the front door. No sight of him. With the key in my badly shaking hand, I fumbled at the doorknob, terrified, praying to get it open before he finds me and I'm never seen or heard from again. My prayers were answered and I managed to unlock it finally. I hurried inside and locked the door. Safe and able to breathe again, I went upstairs to my bedroom. Then I made a mistake. My bedroom faced the street, and when I entered, I turned on the light. The curtains weren't drawn, and I saw him standing there looking straight up at me. Next thing you know, he's ringing the doorbell. Panicking, I ran downstairs into Jane's room, who was woken up by the doorbell. I explained the situation to her and asked her not to open the door. She said she had to because she didn't want him to wake the neighbors. I watched her go, staying in the bedroom. He asked,
"Is Mary there?"
He must have decided to pretend to ask for someone when he realized I wasn't there alone. She responded, "There's no one here called Mary." He apologized and then left. I breathed a sigh of relief and watched him through the window as he left. As he was walking, he turned around and I had the unfortunate opportunity to meet his eyes once more. He scowled at me through the glass. I shuddered. The next day, Jane told me about all the dodgy things and crimes that had happened in that area. Turns out it wasn't particularly a safe area. After that, I only went out during the day. I thankfully never saw that guy again, but sometimes I wonder what could have happened if Jane wasn't there that night.
Yep, Austin
I
Powers.
never lumped there, you idiot.
Austin Powers. Oh, that was it. Wait, that was 4. What? That was 4. I think. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys. That's it for today. For tonight. That was pretty good. I mean, why would you? But the last animation though. Why would you look out the window after your roommate told him there's no Mary there? Why would your ass look out the damn window? If that were me, I'd be in my room drawing the curtains, closing the curtains back. But hey, you know, some people are dumb, some people are smart. Hey, don't shoot me. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry about that. My phone notifies me every time I get my battery's low. But anyway, I'm gonna still edit this. I'm not gonna put this on YouTube without editing it and put that down. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Don't worry. Oh, last week there wasn't no video because, to be honest, I forgot. I nearly forgot. That's not how they say it. That's not an excuse. That's not in such and such. I just forgot. And then Saturday, when I woke up, I said, wait a minute. Was I supposed to do something yesterday? Oh, shit. Vicious? What the hell are you thinking? Vicious, you dumb fuck. Anyway, guys. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that no. I'm sorry about that. I promise more reaction videos and gaming videos. I just can't find no scary games. No scary app games to be exact. And for the reaction videos, to be honest, I look at the. God, my screen gets dark. I gotta tap it. I look at the reaction videos. I look at the video just to see if it's not edible enough to put on my channel. I say pass. I'll pass it. Pass. So anyway, I promise I'll be more. I promise. I don't like breaking my promise, but sometimes shit happens. But I promise you guys. Anyway, I love you guys. Stay awesome. Always stay my Wolverine creatures. If you like this video, take your Wolverine claw down, slice that like, subscribe, and notification bell to get you notified every time your boy Vicious uploads. I love you guys. Like I said, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next Wolverine adventure episode. Bye bye, guys.